Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. You are tuned into Inspirations for Your Life. Thanks so much for popping in. If you are new here, I just want to extend a very warm welcome to you. And if you're coming back, well, welcome back. It's always great to have my fellow friends and colleagues here on Inspirations for Your Life. Today is the last day for this master topic. The master topic is Timeless Principles for Living with Intention and Integrity. And the granular for this evening or today is when treated with kindness, pass it on to build a more caring community. Series 4, Show 23, episode number 7. So let's get this kicked off. But before we do, I do want to thank you all for being here. And of course, to welcome you here. But if you're hungry or you're thirsty, feel free to head off to the kitchen and come on back with something delicious, whether it's sweet, whether it's hot, whether it's tart or not. And don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com right after the show or any other time, 24 hours a day when you're not watching me. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to another inspiring episode of Inspirations for Your Life. I'm your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, podcast coach, video producer, and the one that's passionate about helping you make a positive change in your life. And I'm a believer that kindness isn't just a nicety, it's a force that could transform our world. So let's start doing more of it. Today's episode isn't just a discussion, it's an invitation. We're diving deep into how kindness, when embraced and passed on, becomes a catalyst for building stronger, more compassionate communities. Whether it's a small gesture or a major act of goodwill, kindness is a currency that multiplies the more we give it away. So grab your favorite drink, as I said, take a breath, and let's explore how each of us can ripple positively throughout our lives. All right. And the lives of those around us that we care so much about. So I'm going to get right into it. And that number one is the ripple effect. We've talked about it before, but it's the ripple effect of kindness. And I think it's something that a lot of people miss in their lives because they don't realize the power of it. So I thought I would go in and talk to you about it. So kindness is contagious, if you didn't know this already. And in the best possible way, when someone treats us with genuine care or compassion, we often feel compelled to do the same for someone else. This ripple effect can travel further than we ever imagined, touching lives we may never meet. One smile, one compliment, one thoughtful gesture. It doesn't end with the person you gave it to. It travels, it multiplies like a pebble dropped into still water. Kindness radiates outward, shaping not just one moment, but many. You never know how your one act could change someone's entire day or their life or make a monumental change in the world. You just don't know. So, why don't we start being kind more often? We might not just surprise ourselves, other people may be surprised as well. And it may cause a ripple effect positively. Number two, recognizing and appreciating acts of goodwill. So, too often we overlook everyday acts of kindness, right? But when we take time to notice and genuinely appreciate them, we reinforce their value and, of course, encourage others to do the same. Whether it's someone holding the door, offering their seat, or maybe just being present with listening ears. Acknowledging those moments strengthens social bonds and builds a mutual respect. Appreciation doesn't have to be grand, guys. A simple thank you or heartfelt acknowledgement can mean the world to someone. It tells people, I see your kindness and it matters to me. And most importantly, thank you. All right. Number three is another great point. I mean, all these points are fantastic, guys, but this is a good one. Choosing to respond with empathy, not ego. In my lifetime, I have had the privilege of meeting great people, and I've also had the challenge of being around these egotistical things. And I won't use any words against them, but they can definitely make you think, right? Choosing to respond with an empathy mindset and not an ego mindset. It's easy, guys, to react defensively when we're challenged or misunderstood, but true strength lies in choosing empathy over ego. When we respond with understanding instead of judgment, we disarm tension and create space for healing and trust. Empathy doesn't mean you agree, It means you're willing to understand. And a world filled with sharp opinions and quick reactions with knee jerk responses, these opinions, unfortunately, and these bad actions, okay, really cause problems because empathy is a radical and powerful form of kindness that often inspires others to soften and listen in return. I think sometimes when we have conversations with people, we don't soften it, not because we don't want to, but a lot of times because we don't know that we should, right? It's not interrogation when we're talking with somebody. Number 4, small gestures can make a big difference in everyone's life. Never underestimate, folks, the power of a small, sincere act. A handwritten note, a warm smile, a shared cup of coffee or tea or beverage, right? Um, these seemingly minor moments are often the ones people remember most. Why? Because they're real, they're human. They remind people that they matter. In a society that often glorifies grand achievements, we must remember that compassion is not measured by size, it's measured by impact. And sometimes the smallest gesture carries the deepest meaning. Number 5, encouraging a pay it forward mindset. This is something I wish there was so much more in the world because it is so very, very positive, guys. I mean, really positive. When we receive kindness, we have a beautiful choice to keep it or pass it along. Encouraging a pay it forward mindset means recognizing that we are part of something larger than ourselves. It means understanding that every kind act is an opportunity to build a better world, whether it's buying someone's coffee or mentoring a colleague. Passing it on creates a chain of goodwill. The best part is it always circles back in the unexpected, most beautiful ways. And I think some people don't really understand that. They don't get why this happens, but it's kind of a miracle of life. Number 6, folks, kindness as a strength, not as a weakness. I've told a lot of people when I see they're trying to abuse my kindness, and I say, please don't take my kindness for weakness. Okay. I say that to them right now. Please don't take my kindness for weakness. In a world that sometimes equates strength with toughness, kindness can be wrongly seen. Okay. As soft or naive. But the truth is, it takes immense courage to be kind in face of hostility, misunderstanding, or indifference. Kindness requires emotional intelligence, self control, and resilience. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. And when we show that kindness isn't about giving in, but lifting up, we redefine what strength truly looks like. Number 7, building community through everyday compassion. Strong communities are not built, folks, overnight. They're woven together, thread by thread, through daily acts of compassion, through voices that care, through the unsaid words and gestures, greeting your neighbors, checking in on a friend, volunteering your time, sending a card. These habits of heart create trust, belonging, and a shared sense of humanity. Communities don't need heroes, they need people who care. And when everyone contributes a little kindness, we all thrive a little bit more. So, why don't we start being kind? Right? Why? Um, I think the reason is that most people don't think it's going to do anything for them, or they think it might demean their attitude, right? I mean, that's the truth. And if it does, then maybe we can understand something. We can understand that what the world is saying is not true, that being kind actually matters, right? Um, it matters because there's so much more we can do when we embrace that. So, again, let's be kind. It's priceless. Number 8, turning gratitude into action. Gratitude, my friends, is powerful. But when it stays in our hearts, instead of becoming visible through our actions, it loses valuable momentum. Turning gratitude into action means expressing thanks in ways that uplift others. Maybe it's helping someone because you've once received help, or mentoring someone because someone once believed in you. When gratitude drives your actions, it becomes a living legacy that benefits more than just yourself. And I think that's a very important thing to realize, that we can make an amazing, amazing difference in our lives if we truly act with gratitude. And gratitude comes from the heart. Gratitude means that, you know what? I want to do something nice for you. I don't care if you do something nice for me, but I'm doing this for you because I want to, not because I'm looking for something in return. I think that's a hard thing for a lot of people to swallow. Number nine, modeling positive behavior for others. Kindness is one of the most teachable traits, and the best way to teach it is to live it. Whether you realize it or not, someone is watching: your kids, coworkers, friends, and yes, even strangers. When you choose to act with compassion, others learn it's okay to do the same back. You become a quiet, powerful role model who influences not by telling, but by showing. I've always said to people, you can preach all day long about the things you want people to do, but until you become that example, no one will follow you. Be the person who leads by the example, not for applause, but because it's who you are at your core. Number 10, the long term impact of consistent kindness. One kind act is wonderful, but consistent kindness, that's transformative over time. It changes relationships, it reshapes communities, it redefines cultures, it instills hope where there was none. People begin to expect kindness, to trust it, and to return it. It becomes part of the air we breathe. And the most beautiful part is that the long term effects often outlive even us. A legacy of kindness doesn't fade, it echoes. And today's kindness becomes tomorrow's peace. I don't know about you, but I think that is very, very powerful. Now, you know what time it is. This is the part of the program that I really love a lot. And so, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically give you a personal story or lesson for each point that I shared today. And my hope is that it will get you to change the way you're doing things. Not because you have to, but because you should want to. Now, that sounds like something that is a little unbelievable, but I will tell you something. When you stop doing things for an applause and you do things for the reason that's in your heart, and you don't hang around to see if there's going to be an applause, that's when people are going to notice. The ripple effect of kindness. I remember once holding the door open for someone struggling with a stroller and shopping bags. This person was so grateful. It was a simple moment, but later that day, I saw her doing the same for an elderly man at the grocery store. That small act set something in motion. I didn't expect it, but it reminded me how kindness spreads like ripples in a pond. You never know who you'll inspire just by doing the right thing. Just because someone's not watching doesn't mean you shouldn't be kind. Number 2, recognizing and appreciating acts of goodwill. Years ago, I was rushing to a business meeting in the rain when a stranger offered me their umbrella. It caught me off guard, but I never forgot that moment. Since then, I've made a point to recognize those invisible kindnesses in others. I say thank you more. I write notes to colleagues. People need to know their efforts are seen. Appreciation doesn't just lift the recipient, it uplifts the one who gives it, the giver. I've said to you that when we do something, It's like a boomerang. It comes right back to us. So if we give good, it comes back to us good. If we give bad, it's going to come back to us bad. Number three, choosing to respond with empathy, not ego. There's so many people I have encountered that have just had this ego that was larger than life. And it was really there to try to prove something. And some of them learned and some of them didn't. But there was a time when a client unfairly criticized my work. My first instinct was to defend myself, maybe even lash out. But I promised myself one time that I wouldn't do that. And I paused and I chose empathy. I asked questions instead of reacting. Turns out they were under a lot of pressure and just needed to be heard. The response saved the relationship and taught me that choosing empathy isn't weakness, it's strategic, compassionate leadership. It went something like this. We were doing a design for this person and they were really upset. Well, how come you guys can't spell? How come you guys put these words this way? So we did spell check it. Well, this isn't the right word. This isn't even the right place. We got all this from your website, which is what we were told. You couldn't have got it from there. And I said, well, what would you like us to put there? I'll have to think about it. I'm too busy. I don't have time for this. I understand, no rush. When you get the time, reach out to us and we'll make the changes for you. Number four, small gestures can make a big difference. On a tough day, someone once left a cupcake on my desk with a note that said, John, you've got this. It was a tiny but powerful thing. That gesture turned my entire day around and reminded me how meaningful the little things can be. Ever since I remember that moment, I try to do small acts like that, sending messages, sharing a smile, offering encouragement. They cost literally pennies or nothing, but can mean the world to someone. Number five, encouraging a pay it forward mindset. One of my dreams is to get a pay it forward movement going. I was once stuck with a flat tire late at night, and a kind stranger stopped to help me. Before I even had a chance to call my roadside service, I offered the money, and he refused and simply said, just help the next person you can. The phrase stuck with me, and I wanted to cry. Now, when I help others, I tell them the same thing. Whether it's buying coffee or giving advice, paying it forward reminds us that we're all part of something bigger, this ecosystem, a lot bigger than ourselves, a lot bigger than our family, a lot bigger than our street, bigger than our town, bigger than our state, our county, our state, our country, our world. So do something kind for someone. Pay it forward. Remind others that compassion still lives. And not only will they feel good, you're going to feel amazing afterwards. Number six, kindness as a strength, not a weakness. As a leader, day in and day out, I've faced moments where being tough seemed like the only way to earn respect. But when I led with kindness, when I listened, supported, and mentored, I saw my teams just skyrocket with positivity. Kindness builds loyalty, trust, and collaboration. People confuse kindness with passivity. They also confuse it with weakness. It's not. It's a bold choice, and it takes real courage to lead with heart. I remember one or two times somebody said to me something, and then all of a sudden, I thought that they were really starting to exploit my weakness, is what it seemed like. And I said, don't take my kindness for weakness, because I wasn't weak, I was being kind. And once I said that, they realized what they were doing. And I think that's something that a lot of us need to understand, is that it's not bad to be kind. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Kindness is something that everybody should exude. But when somebody does try to abuse it and take you down as weak, then you got to come out and say, look, please don't take my kindness for weakness. And people will really wake up to that. Number 7, guys, building community through everyday compassion. I've talked about the fact before that empathy is when we basically listen, when we try to put ourselves in their shoes. But compassion is when we literally take the steps to help them or get them to take the steps. It's a lot more invested than just empathy. Most strangers will have empathetic feelings because of something you're going through. After a major storm in my neighborhood, we all came together to clean up, share food, and support one another. That moment taught me that community is built not just in crisis, but in daily actions. Greeting your neighbors, showing up for events, caring without being asked. Compassion, folks, creates bonds. It's the fabric of our life that makes a group of people a true community. It's not being done for an accolade, a praise, or an applause, or even an award. It's being done because we know it's the right thing to do. Number 8, turning gratitude into action. Now, I've said to you before that talk is cheap. But if you can be something, if you can show something, that's when it matters. But you do it quietly. I once received a reward that completely changed my path. I promised myself I'd give back someday. Years later, I started mentoring some students and supporting local education programs. Now, it's not a lot, but I want to keep building on that. Gratitude turned into action, and that action has turned into a legacy I'm proud of. When we act from gratitude, we honor those who helped us by lifting someone else up. You don't have to give money, folks. You can give your time. You can volunteer at a shelter like I do, or a walk-in dinner program, right? I think those are important things. And when we do these things, it's like we get this euphoric feeling back. Number 9, modeling positive behavior for others. When a relative of mine was young, he saw me helping someone fix a challenge that someone was having. And he said to me, "John, why did you do that?" I told him because it was the right thing to do. A week later, he helped his classmate pick up spilled books. Kids absorb everything, but it's not just kids. It's our peers, it's our teams, it's even strangers, it's even adults. And they all see how we move through the world. By living kindly, we invite others to do the same. See, it's this silence, walking and leading with silence, but showing loudly by the subtle actions you take can reshape an entire community, a company, a world. My last story I want to share with you tonight is the long-term impact of consistent kindness. This might sound like something that's, out of a fairy tale, but it's not. Over the years, I've had people tell me, quote, "You probably don't remember this, but years ago, you helped me." And then they share how one moment of kindness stuck with them. That's when I realized consistent kindness isn't just about the feeling good in the moment. It shapes reputations, cultures, and lives. When you show up with kindness, day in, day out, or day after day, however you measure it, you create this ripple, this magical, powerful force that has the ability to transcend many decades. So, kindness, it isn't random, it's intentional. And when we choose to receive it, we have to be open to receive it, not just give it. We're invited into something bigger than ourselves. So the next time someone treats you with kindness, don't just say thank you, pass it on. In doing so, you'll help build a world where caring isn't rare, it's the norm. Wouldn't it be nice to turn on the TV or even hear in the news, such and such did this, or such and such did this, or this community received this? We don't hear that. We hear about the murders, we hear about the robberies. Why aren't more people being kind? Is it because they're not where they want to be? But that's no reason to not be kind. The kinder you can become, I'm going to say the Lord here because I'm religious, but if you're not, opens doors for you. And there's a great passage. The Lord, our Savior, He opens doors for us that no man can open. And He closes doors that no one could open. So He opens doors that no one can shut, and He closes doors that no man can open. Think about that for a moment. And this is why, guys, I picked this theme for this week. Timeless principles for living with intention. That's in our heart, guys. And integrity. And you do it regardless of whether somebody's watching or not. And it's important to do it when people are not. Because a lot of times you think, well, I don't have to do this because, no one's watching. I remember this movie. I think it was Ocean's 7 or I think it was Ocean's 7 or Ocean's 12 or something like that. And there was the owner of the casino. And I remember his date coming down. And she watched this camera. And all of a sudden she knew what happened. And he said to her, Tess, but wait. He says, Tony, you should know in your hotel, someone is always watching. So remember, guys, act as if someone's always watching. You'll always do the right thing. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Be authentic and treat people with kindness, and it will follow you in ways with magic and blessings you never imagined. Have a great one, and we'll see you tomorrow, everyone.